Tonight, we are going to talk about the Winter Olympics. We did not do our recap on what happened with our weekly pick'ems. I'm going to talk about that. Some news that happened with James Pearce, NFL coaching hires, all vacancies have been filled, and the Rooney Rule. I think it's time that we bring that up. Are you ready
Hmm.
to roll, my boy?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Welcome to another episode of Professional Couch Coaches with Doc and Mike. It is your girl, Doc, here with my brother from another mother, Mike. How you feeling, my brother?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm good. How you?
I'm doing well, blessed and highly favored.
Okay. All right. Real studious answer. Hey, couches on the front end. Make sure to like, follow, subscribe, hit that notification bell one time.
All right, Mike, we are going to get into the show. We missed a recording last week and the week before, but that was on me. It was not on you. I was celebrating my mother's birthday one week, and then the next week I was out of
Yeah.
town.
Miss
Yeah.
Chastity. Shout out to Miss Chastity.
You stupid. so and then the next week I was getting my presentation on, so I was out speaking at a conference. So I had stuff to do, and I did not have any free time whatsoever. I hate work conferences because they're set up stupid. One, let me just vent right quick. So
Okay. All
you
right.
have
Go ahead and get into it.
educational, yeah, I get off my chest. Okay. You have
Mm-hmm.
like educational sessions starting at 8 a.m. So, and you're expected to go and listen to other people talk about stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then you have socials like where they're partying to like midnight, and then you get back up and do it again.
So
Now,
you be part of it.
come I personally do not because I value my sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll stay out to like 10, but that's all you're gonna get out of me because my social battery dies at a certain point. So if I've been up since 8 a.m. talking to people, by 7 p.m., I don't want to be around anybody. But I
Right.
go to the socials, and and
Yeah.
all that shit. But so I didn't have any time last week. So we're back. About to drop us some more heat for you guys. We appreciate y'all liking, sharing, and following. Um, you ready to get into this?
Yeah. Let's get into it.
All right. Have you been watching the Winter Olympics?
Like here and there. I haven't been invested. Honestly, I really haven't. But here and there.
So I haven't watched anything.
Okay.
Not a not a single thing. I know the Winter Olympics is going on. So for all of our couchers, the Winter Olympics started February 6th and it will end February 22nd. They are having the Winter Olympics in Italy. Um that's as far as I know. That's it.
Hmm. Yeah.
That's as far as it goes.
Yeah.
Um Other than that, the only thing I've heard was about Erin Jackson. Did you hear about Erin Jackson?
Um, Not till we talked about it in our production meeting. So
All
that lets
right.
you know how
So,
much I've been following.
yeah. The only thing I've heard about the Winter Olympics was about Erin Jackson, and it was about her becoming the first Black woman to win an individual Winter Olympic gold medal, and she won it in like speed skating I don't even know
Hmm.
all
It was
of the
speed skate.
sports, yeah,
Yeah.
that are played in the Winter Olympics. I know I've seen skiing and all that type of stuff, bobsledding. I know that's a part of the Winter
Hmm.
Olympics, but yeah. Why do you think people don't pay that much attention to the Winter Olympics?
Probably because it's not like a lot of athletic type sports that people would deem athletic.
Yeah.
Like your common sports watchers, they don't look at like, skating as being athletic, which you have to have some type of athleticism to skate.
Yeah.
But they don't view it like your average viewer don't look at it. Like they'll much rather watch track and field or, you know, things of that nature, basketball, your regular Olympic boxing or something like that. But speed
Yeah.
skating and, downhill skiing and, skiing jumps and the lube and, all of those things aren't really that entertaining if you're not into those type of sports like hockey or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I've watched nothing. But maybe before it's done, I'll have a chance to watch something. Because I just feel
Mhm.
obligated, you know, to at least watch something. So, but at the moment, I've seen not a damn thing. I ain't gonna even hold you. I ain't seen nothing. So,
Yeah.
um, and you've probably seen even less than me. So,
I've put it on TV a couple times, but every time I put it on, it's something I don't want to see. I really
oh
like
Lord.
I like the single man bobsled kind of. It's really like called the lube, where they're like
Hmm.
going like super fast around these turns. That's very entertaining to me.
Could you do that?
No, my
Can you,
bobsled would like fly off the track because I probably wouldn't turn at the right time. I probably weigh too much, one, so it'll probably go like 3 miles an hour down the ice.
He'll be like, "What is holding that sled up? Why is it not going? It's
Is
on
that
ice.
Darnell?
It
Is
should."
that Darnell Washington in that sled?
Right? Like, what is going on?
What is that?
What in the
Yeah,
world?
those
That's
people in those
crazy.
sleds be like the size of jockeys.
Yeah, they be small. Yeah.
Yeah,
Even when they do like the team bobsledding,
yeah,
like for four people to fit in it. Like, could you imagine two of us? Like, it's four of us. So two of
yeah,
you and two of me,
yeah.
and then we go to get in a bobsled.
Uh huh. Yeah. Nope.
One, who would run and jump and push into and jump into the bobsled?
Let's let's say if it was me, you,
Okay. Okay.
um, and maybe let's say Cope at the back, right? Because
Yeah, he's our
he
speed. He's
he
our speed.
he's hitting the strength, so he can get it down the hill, right? And
Right,
then
right.
you got one more. Let's say I don't know.
Who gonna throw in there?
Um throw
Yeah.
let's throw Big E in there.
Me, you,
Yeah.
Elijah.
And Cope.
Ah, shit.
Who
That's a lot.
driving?
I don't think I gotta drive.
You driving. All
One,
right.
one. Elijah's like 6'3", 6'4". You're
Mm-hmm.
like you're 6'2". I have no other choice but to be in the front. I'm 5'6" on a
Yeah.
good day with the right shoes on.
Yeah.
I have no choice.
Well,
Like, and
we
just
need
pray.
we need some shock supports, because we can't go out like the Jamaican bobsled team.
I know, and a little rusty bobsled.
Yeah, because that's what would happen.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I don't know. We'd have to carry it down. That's
Yep.
exactly what would happen. We would have to end up carrying it down.
Yep.
So, Mike, we left off right before the Super Bowl
Yep.
and we did our Super Bowl pick. We both picked the Seahawks, but we put points. We went the point total of the line of no, it was a point total 4.5. And the Seahawks won by more than 4.5. And you
Mm-hmm.
said they would. So you get ready for the claps. You are our weekly pick'em
Ah, yo,
2026.
my boy, my
The
boy.
weekly, you're our winner for the 2026 NFL season. You skated out because you were losing the entire season. up
It
into the
don't matter.
playoffs.
It don't matter.
You're right. It's about
Yeah,
who finishes, and you
yeah,
did your. I'm giving you your kudos.
yeah,
This is part
yeah.
of your kudos. So you are our weekly pick'em winner. I will say I was shocked that the Seahawks beat the Patriots that bad. Um, but
I told you it wasn't gonna be
hey,
close though.
well, shit, it wasn't close.
I told you
That
that.
was
I
that
didn't
was the
think it
most
was gonna
accurate.
be that. I didn't think it was gonna be that bad, but I thought they was gonna definitely because I thought they just had more experience. It's not even like Super Bowl experience or playoff experience, but just experience. Period. Like as far as like longevity in the league.
Yeah,
And it showed like it really showed like those rookies on that offensive line of the Patriots. It was like the
got
lights was just,
whooped.
yeah, it was bad. It was
Yeah,
bad. Yeah.
yeah. Well, so you were the winner. After that, a couple things started happening in the NFL news, and I'm not sure if you paid attention to something that made the headlines. Did you hear about James Pearce Jr., who plays for the Atlanta Falcons, and his domestic dispute with Rickea Jackson? Do you know who Rickea Jackson is?
I did not until this.
Yeah. So for our audio only listeners, we have a picture of James Pearce and his mugshot and Rickea Jackson on the screen. Rickea Jackson plays for the LA Sparks. She's really good. She was currently playing in Unrivaled in Miami. This is a part of the story. So Rickea Jackson is
Hmm.
playing in Unrivaled and she's playing down in Miami. Apparently, James Pearce allegedly um, one, she didn't respond to his phone calls, so he somehow came to Miami. This whole story is weird, but so he came to Miami and then tried to open her car door while he stalked her. So
Hmm.
allegedly was behind her in traffic. She noticed him. She tried to get away from him. She stopped at a red light. He tried to open her car door. When he approached, she then pulled off. He then rammed his car into her car to try to stop her from
That part is
driving.
that part is not alleged. He did
Okay.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. Allegedly.
That's not
And
alleged.
he said he's innocent.
They have
But
pictures of that part. Now he might be innocent on some other part, but he definitely caused an accident.
yeah, so he rammed his car into hers as she was trying to get away from him, one, and head to the police station, two. Um, he then pulled off from the area in which he caused the accident, causing police to chase him. Once police got him, he then tried to flee. And there's a video circulating of him being subdued by not one, not
Mm-mm,
three,
mm-mm,
not even five. It was seven cops that
mm-mm.
were trying to subdue him. And the cops showed great restraint because he was literally the definition of resisting arrest. And all they were trying to do
Mhm.
was get him on the ground. They did not pull out weapons.
Yeah.
They were literally fighting for their lives, trying to get this man
Mhm.
on the ground. And I'm like chuckling, and it's not about the domestic violence situation because I do not find that funny, but I'm chuckling at the idea. When I saw the video, I was like, what in the world? It looked like something that could have went totally worse than even what happened
Yeah.
because of his actions following the situation. So,
Like a Fruitville Station situation. It could have went bad.
right.
Yeah.
Right, because they were literally just trying to get him on the ground, and he was definitely resisting arrest.
Yeah. That's not alleged
Like
either.
no, because this video of it, and he was like dragging some of the cops with him, like
He
as he was like
Yeah.
moving.
He is a NFL football player. All of this makes
Yep.
sense. Is which, you know, but I do agree with you that that shows great restraint from those officers to just stay hand to hand because they definitely could have pulled out, at least a taser, but they didn't even do that. That's non-lethal, but they didn't even do that. They just stayed hand to hand because I guess it was they had numbers. Now, if it was a
Yeah.
one-on-one situation, he would have got tased.
Yeah.
He would have
Yeah,
got
because clearly it took 7 people to get him
yeah.
on the ground. Now the weird part about this story, besides everything I just said, which is bad in itself, the day before he was actually in LA at the
Mm-hmm.
NFL honors because he was a nominee for defensive rookie of the year. He didn't
Mm-hmm.
win it, but he was one of the nominees for that particular award in LA. Well, Santa Clara. He was in California. And the exact next day, he was in Miami following Rickea around on her day off. Um, I I've heard a lot of discourse about all of this. A lot of people saying, he's wasting his career, blah blah blah. I don't care about that. I honestly feel like that was very careless and reckless. Rickea has her own career,
Mm-hmm.
and his actions did not give it her any concern whatsoever. Um, and I really feel for her in this situation. I don't care what happens to him at this point. Lock his ass up is what I say. Throw away the
Yeah.
key is what I say. But, I hope mentally she is doing well. She left unrivaled. She has
Yeah.
decided to not continue the season. Um and
Uh,
the unrivaled season ends the 28th, so she has decided to vacate the roster and no longer play, which I can understand because this is
yeah.
a
That's a lot.
traumatic experience. Yeah, what are your thoughts?
Um, I agree with you. Um, man, you hate to keep seeing these type stories about young people and their chance to um acquire a life changing or generational changing type of wealth by just playing a child's game that you love, and then you let bad decisions just take it away at the blink of a moment. You know, you hate to keep hearing these type stories. But yeah, all support goes out to Miss Jackson. Hopefully, she's okay and dealing with this traumatic experience. Um, so, but yeah, that's all I have on that, man. It's just a shame, man. That's all I got. Whatever happens with his career, that's on him. He made that decision. He grown at this point.
Yeah.
Even though he's young, he's still a grown man. He knew what he was doing. You know.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say one more note about him and his perceived character. That was his concern coming out of college, was the fact that he actually dropped in the draft because people said he had
Hmm.
some issues.
Yeah.
And here we are. So to whatever, boo to that man.
Hey, man.
Boo
Money,
him.
money don't change. Money don't change behaviors, man. It only enhances it. It only
That's
enhances it.
true.
That's it.
Yeah. Cause you know how brazen you gotta be. You in the middle of fucking Miami hitting somebody with a fucking Lambo.
And first of all, you you in Miami and ain't nothing down in Miami but paparazzi and people looking to put you on social media. It ain't like
Y-
you did this in High Point, North Carolina.
Yeah.
You did it
Yeah.
in Miami. Like, this is celebrity city.
Yeah. He's like caught in 4K getting arrested and whatever, like 30 different angles.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So, hey, man, that's on him, man.
Yep. Whatever. Um, NFL coaching hires, Mike. When we left off, there were still 2 vacancies, which was Arizona and the
What?
Raiders had not
Oh, not Oakland. I'm sorry, Las Vegas.
Las Vegas, yep,
Yeah.
had not hired their coaches. So
Yep.
all of the coaching vacancies, there were 10, remember? All of the
Hmm.
coaching vacancies have been filled. Mike Lafleur went to Arizona.
LaFleur.
Uh, Kevin Stefanski with the Falcons. Jesse Minter will be at the helm of the Ravens. Joe Brady took over the Bills. Old man Todd Munkin will be in Cleveland. The last one was Clint Kubiak, who was the offensive coordinator for the Seahawks. And after the Seahawks won the Super Bowl, he was like, all right, I am headed to Las Vegas. So he'll be with the Raiders. Jeff Halfley with the Dolphins, which I told you I never heard of that man. Never even heard his name before. All these other names I've heard of. I never heard of Jeff Halfley. Anyway, Mike McCarthy. Old man Mike McCarthy has gone to the Steelers. Old man John Harbaugh went to the Giants. And Robert Saleh is in Tennessee. Now, Mike, you're seeing the list.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Out of the 10 vacancies, uh, there were, I believe, 4 vacated by minorities, and only one minority was hired. Do you know who the minority is on this list?
Kevin Stefanski.
That is incorrect, and I am shocked you said his
It's
name.
Robert Sala.
Yes, it's Robert.
Kevin Stefanski reminds me of uh um like a, what is it, Latin? Not Latin. Not Latin.
Russian or something.
Italian. Like an Italian brother.
No, he's a white man.
Oh,
Robert Saleh, however,
okay.
is Lebanese,
Yeah.
so that makes him a minority. He is the
Uh-huh.
only minority coach hire, which sparked, and there wasn't a lot of OC, like coordinator, minority hires either, which sparked a lot of discussion. And I mean, I'm not sure. Well, most football fans have heard of this rule, but tonight I think we should take a little time and talk about the Rooney Rule. Um, Mike, I'm sure because Art Rooney is the owner of the Steelers. You've heard of the Rooney Rule, correct?
Well, he was the owner of the Steelers. He passed away.
Oh, I'm
His
sorry.
son his son is now the owner.
What's his
Yeah.
name? Because I don't know.
Um I think it's
Something Rooney.
Arthur Rudy.
So, so when I just said Art Rooney was the owner, Art Rooney really is the owner. But you were talking about the original Art Rooney.
his, the one that created this rule, his father, who was
Okay,
the
it's
ambassador
okay.
of
Okay,
Ireland, is the one who created this rule. Like when he hired
okay,
Mike Tomlin, like back in
okay.
2008 and 9 and all of that. Was been
So
2006.
yeah, so the Rooney Rule actually started in 2003.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that, but I know he was a part of the Mike Tomlin hire and all of that.
Yeah. So the Rooney Rule states that teams must interview interview at least 2 minorities for a senior position. That could be head coach, that could be GM, that could be president of the organization, whatever, coordinators or whatever. Interview 2 minorities before you make a selection. The issue with the Rooney Rule, which I have researched and discussed many a times, like amongst others, is the fact that people use the Rooney Rule as just a, a checklist. Like, oh, I brought in 2 minorities, they've interviewed, but this is who
Hmm.
I'm really going to hire.
Yeah.
Um, Now, the intention of the Rooney Rule is to give minorities the opportunity to have these positions and be given fair consideration because the NFL is like an old boys club. Like, it's
Yeah.
full of white men owners, and the staffing reflects that in certain roles all the time. So the Rooney
Hmm.
Rule was put out there to try to help mitigate that. Do you think with these past coaching hires that um we see more evidence of the fact that the Rooney Rule is not effective?
I can agree with that to a certain extent. So maybe about 3 or 4 years ago, when we went through a similar change in like a mass hiring, or a lot of different hirings and firings for head coaches, and there was an uptick in a lot of minorities who was given an opportunity to be head coaches. Um, we didn't see like a uptick in like coordinators like being minorities, like understudies being minorities, and offensive and defensive coordinators also following that uptick. We saw a lot of minorities being in charge, but not like coordinators and people who could become the next head coaches in the next coaching cycle. I think that's kind of the wave that's kind of going on right now, as far as from my opinion, as to why the um deficit, the discrepancy as far as minorities and white men who were hired in this cycle. It's just it wasn't a lot to pick from, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, I could be wrong, but it was, Weaver from the Dolphins. It was
Mm-hmm.
your boy from
Raheem
Minnesota,
Morris,
Raheem Morris, and
Brian
um,
Flores.
Brian Flores, and then it wasn't too much after that as far as like looking to be a head coach. So I mean,
Right.
you had Brian Flores, who still has this legal battle going on with Miami. So then as a team, like, he's a good coach. Everybody know he's a great coach, great leader of men. Like, he's a good coach. So like, but do you want to take that on? You know,
Right.
Raheem Morris just had an opportunity in Atlanta. That, you know, y- yeah, you know, you want to run that back again? Somebody else. Yeah. I mean, Weaver, I don't think he no, he's never had an opportunity. So I mean, he might have been the one that may have could have got a chance, but that's just my opinion. I mean, I could be wrong, but I just don't think there was a lot of opportunity in that changeover and that turnover, as far as like up and coming young minorities to kind of take that role.
What do you so so from your vantage point, you're saying because there are not a lot of coordinators who have the opportunity to learn underneath head coaches who are or minorities, it then strengthens the pool of becoming a head coach who is a minority.
Yeah, or even like maybe not even just coordinators, like, because there could be quarterback coaches that could be hired as, or um, pass game coordinators or something like that. There's other coordinators than just being the offensive or defensive coordinator, that can be hired for a head coaching job. I just don't think there was a lot of selection to pick from this go around. Um, but to say that only one minority got hired, that's still
Yeah.
a little weird to me, you know.
I I think so too. Anthony Weaver is now the defensive coordinator for the Ravens, but he won't be calling plays. And he was the defensive coordinator in Miami. The thing that people discuss, Brian Flores went back to Minnesota. Raheem Morris went back to South Carolina, San Francisco, which is where he was before he left Atlanta.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know if you noticed, Zach Orr he'll be the linebackers coach in Seattle. So he got a job. But he was the former DC. um, in Baltimore, but there's you're right with all the vacancies that caused. Oh, we forgot Mike McDonald was a head coach who's considered a Mike McDaniel is considered a minority because he's he's a black man, but he's now the offensive coordinator in LA.
Hmm.
So, and he that's it's a little shaky because people were trying to bring certain people in literally just to fill quotas. That was one of the things about Cleveland. Cleveland had not even, like, they were 3 weeks in and had not even brought in a minority to interview,
Right.
and people were already saying it was between Jim Schwartz and Todd Monken, and they hadn't, like, they weren't in compliance of the Rooney Rule. So
Right.
we get these things where people have somebody in mind, and that's just who they want to roll with, and they don't
Yeah.
even give minority coaches the opportunity or the chance that they should get. So
Yeah. I mean, that's gonna happen anywhere though. That's like in any corporation. Like, you're going to have who you want to hire, like, or idea of who you want to hire. Now, if somebody come in there and blow you away in that interview, and you like, oh, and then something different, then that could happen too. But I think that's was the point of the Rooney Rule. Like all these owners and organizations have an idea of what type of coach they want, who they may want, and then they'll hire them. But then just having the opportunity to go in there and at least try, at least get your
yeah,
interview, at least because they wasn't even interviewing
no,
minorities at one point. Like, nah, like we good. Like Dennis
yeah,
Green might be the one of the only coaches I can remember from like the 90s that was minority that I can remember off the top of my head.
yeah, um, yeah, that's true. Well, so with the coaching hires, that has sparked discussion on the effectiveness of the Rooney Rule. I'm sure next cycle it'll be the same discussion. Um,
Hmm.
when this all leads to the what we talked about as far as like opportunity, and it seems that um minority coaches get less opportunities and less time to right the ship versus uh white coaches, who, like I said, I never heard of Jeff Halfley. Here we go. Never heard of him.
And why
Did you
does
hear
Zach?
Jeff Halfley? Be
I,
honest. Did you
I've
hear?
never, not like to that extent, but I do know who he is.
Oh,
But
okay.
why does Zach Taylor still have a job?
Why does Zach Taylor still have a job? That's a good question.
Just saying.
Yeah. I don't, yeah. Why?
Because that Super
It's a
Bowl
good,
was what, 2001, 2002.
it was 2001. I mean, 2021. Yeah.
Mhm. And they ain't even been to the
Yeah.
playoffs since then.
They have
I
not
think they
even
went
touched
once.
one time, and then we're one and done.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
we'll see what happens. I'm sure next year it'll be the same discussion, but here we are. Here we are.
of course.
So
So this has been another episode of Professional Couch Coaches. Please make sure to like, follow, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell one time. And as always, peace.